Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Ctrl Alt Career, where I usually interview guests in Asia who have left a traditional career to go pursue their dreams. But today I thought I'd do something a little bit different, and instead of an interview, I thought I'd hop on in here and share a little bit about my own career journey as well as some of the things that I've learned along the way. This is also the very first time that I am producing content for YouTube, so hey there, YouTube! And if you guys are tuning in from podcast and you want to see a video version, go ahead and check out my YouTube channel. I will put the link in the show notes to today's episode. So today I wanted to share a little bit more about why I decided to leave my dream job at a fashion startup. For those of you who might be new here, I actually started off my career in finance. I worked at BlackRock for the first 7 years. And then in the last 3 years, I worked as a general manager in a fashion startup here in Singapore called Style Theory. And since it was such a struggle for me to leave behind a corporate job to pursue a career that I felt more passionate about, on the side, I am a career coach and I do focus on helping people who are maybe not so happy about their corporate careers find something that they're more passionate about. And so let's get right into it. Why did I decide to leave Style Theory, which was my dream job? A job that I truly loved for numerous reasons. Number one, I had the opportunity to work in an industry that I felt passionate about and for a cause that I felt strongly for, which was fashion, and in particular, how to make fashion more sustainable. And it wasn't just fashion that I was interested in. I loved that this was a direct-to-consumer brand, so I really got to utilize my passion for psychology and understanding human behavior. And also, of course, Style Theory and my role there was amazing in terms of giving me the opportunity to learn how a business was run and how to set up a business from scratch. And in particular, love that it gave me the opportunity to really learn the ins and outs of what it's like to work at a VC-backed startup and what it's like to operate a VC-backed startup. And so this job really gave me a lot of the things that I was looking for, which was autonomy, impact, and challenge. And so if this job was so amazing, why did you actually quit, Jen? Well, here are my reasons. Number one, I had achieved the goals that I had set out for myself when I entered into this job. Namely, going into Style Theory, one of the big things I wanted to validate for myself was, am I interested in the startup world? Would I thrive in the startup world? Do I even like working in the startup world? Or am I actually better suited to stay in the corporate world? And the other big thing I wanted to validate was, am I able to start something from scratch? And I thought that Style Theory provided a really great platform for me to try to prove that to myself. And so I felt ready to move on, and I knew that my time was up here at Style Theory because the main goals I had set out for myself were both achieved during my time there. Once I had proven these things to myself, which is that I do love being in the startup environment and that I am able to start something from scratch, my goals then evolved and changed, and I wanted to see if I could be an entrepreneur. So with this new goal in mind, it gave me a framework to see whether or not Style Theory was the best place for me to achieve this goal. And since my goal was to start my own business, I thought Style Theory was probably not the best place for me to continue staying. And so what really gave me the confidence to move on is, one, I had clearly identified the goals prior to joining Style Theory, and I had a proper framework to assess whether or not I had achieved those goals. Aside from this, what also gave me the confidence to move on was that I had a little bit of traction on what I wanted to do next. Namely, I had already started a career coaching program and was making money from it. And so I knew that I had something that I could move towards, and I knew clearly what my next steps looked like for me. And I felt comfortable moving into it full time because I had already received a little bit of traction around this. Another red flag for me was realizing that I was making excuses for myself to stay at the company. I found myself trying to ask for a pay raise, complaining about the culture of the company. And this is not to say that I don't love fashion or I don't love sustainability and I no longer believe in that cause, right? But it was still a very tough decision because for me, I truly loved fashion. I truly believed in the mission statement of the company. But I think for me, what made it really clear was my end goal is to start my own business. And that was something I felt strongly about, much more strongly than trying to build something or trying to push forward a sustainable fashion mission as part of style theory. But trust me, it was definitely not an easy decision to make whatsoever. There were many, many moments of doubts, and it's never so clean cut. It's never like, oh, this job sucked completely and that job is amazing. It's never so binary. There's always some good parts and some bad parts. But this one question really helped me get clarity and to give me the confidence to move forward. And it was, would I learn more by staying or would I learn more by going? And the answer was clear to me. Although I loved fashion and I loved the cause that we were fighting for to promote sustainability and sustainable consumption, the desire to start my own business was way stronger than it was to promote the sustainable fashion cause. And I knew that if I were to leave style theory and try to build my own business, I would probably learn a lot more than if I continued to stay and work at style theory. And so with that, I knew the decision I had to make, and it was time to say goodbye. And for those of you who are in a similar position and you're thinking about whether or not you should leave behind your job, I will be sharing a step-by-step guide on how to make this decision in next week's episode. So hit subscribe so you get notified when that episode comes out. Hopefully this was helpful for you guys, and this is my very first solo episode, so I'm interested to hear what your thoughts are on this format. If you like it, don't like it, if you prefer the interview format, or you like me just talking to you guys about my own findings. And if you like this episode, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel on YouTube or on podcast. And share it with a friend. I'd love to see how I can help more people out there. All right, that's all for today. I'll see you guys back here next week.